guys, welcome to this video. I'm Prashant, I'm the founder of Wordpandit, and I'm bringing this special series of videos to you where I'll help you prepare for your personal interviews, for your essay writing, for your GD rounds, for B school entrances. I will do this with the help of some short and sweet videos. The occasional video might be a little longer, but I'll try to make sure that you get some very relevant content. Trust me, this is the best possible free content you can find on the internet. This is the absolute premium most content that I'm going to offer you for your preparation, and it's absolutely free of cost. All you got to do is go through this set of videos. These are going to radically transform you as a person, and they're going to help you with your personal interview skills in a manner which you will be surprised, right? So that's the quality of content that I'm bringing to you. Let's get started with this particular video. I've got a hypothetical question for you here today. Which is this hypothetical question? How would you invest $1 million? Imagine this question is probed to you in the actual interview. You go all decked up in your suits, in your formal suits, and you're standing or you're sitting in front of the interview panelist, and he asks you this question: how would you invest $1 million? For some of you, the fuse might go off. You might all of a sudden you might start feeling a little bit of panic, a little bit of anxiety. How should you go about this answer? So I'm going to help you out with this question, and we're going to learn the skills that we use for this question and apply those skills to other questions as well. So this is essentially a concept class for you, a short 10-minute concept class, which is going to help you deal with all hypothetical questions. How do you go about it? How would you invest $1 million? Remember, the interviewer here is not interested in your exact answers. He's not interested in your exact investment strategy. He's not invested in the amount of money or the amount of wealth that you generate, but rather what he's interested in is the process that you adopt for giving him an answer to this question. This is not about financial strategies. It's about showing your critical thinking, your decision-making skills, your vision for the future. So in fact, if you take it in another way, if I give you $1 million today, what would you do with it in the future? So it's taking your vision of the future here. It's asking you to combine all of these and then come up with an answer. So this is actually going to tell you the kind of risks you take. How do you approach problem solving? This is a particularly tricky problem, right? And it's a problem that you've got to solve it right there in front of him. How do you go about it? You break it down, the whole process right there in front of the interviewer. You take him through the steps of your investments. It's not about these $1 million. It's not about investing this X amount of money. It might be $1 million, it might be $100 million, it might be $1 billion. That does not matter. Or it might be 100 rupees. For all he cares, the interviewer is looking at your thought process and how do you approach it. So what is it that we do? The first thing that we do in this particular case is we look at the objective of the investment. What is the objective? Is it long-term growth? Is it immediate income, or is it a mix of two? Remember, with money, you can have different purposes to it. Your investment strategy can be to put in money in a startup right away. It can be to focus on sustainable goals, to put up money in initiatives which are environment friendly, or you could have a diverse portfolio. So that's it. The first thing that you've got to establish in front of the interviewer is what kind of growth are you looking forward to with this $1 million? What kind of things are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to a passive income? Are you looking forward to long-term growth in your portfolio? What is it that you're looking forward to? You state that. Next is you state your research and diversification objectives. What kind of research are you going to do? How are you going to diversify this money? Remember, if you put all your eggs in one single basket, right? If you invest it in one thing, that's very risky as an investment. So you tell to the interviewer that you're going to invest it, say, across stocks, bond, real estate, alternative investments such as tech startups or sustainability startups or green energy. In fact, this can be a very good point. So some of you might be interested in green energy, right? So you can probably introduce your interest here and say that you'll be looking forward to invest in green energy, and you can then start another discussion point in the interview. The next thing is the next thing that you assess is risk and return. You tell him about the risks that you would be taking, the potential returns that would be there, right? So higher the risk, higher the higher the possible returns, right? So for example, putting it up in a lot of stocks, or for example, you don't put all the money into stocks, or you put all the money in a startup. That's a risky approach, but that has a much higher potential return as well. So how do you achieve this balance between risk and return, which is linked to the diversification that you carry out? These are all things that you correlate. So long-term goals, short-term goals, mid-term goals, research diversification, the amount of risk that you are taking with the investment, and then the impact of your investment, right? So now there is one very nice angle that you can introduce here, and you can introduce the angle of ethics here, that you wish to make sustainable ethical investments, right? Investments which are going to be not only beneficial to you, but for those who are around you, for the planet, for the environment, etc., etc. So you're looking forward to use this money in a very, very productive manner, where the outcome of the money might be larger than the amount itself, right? You invest it in a way which is sustainable. Last but not the least, you're going to emphasize the fact is that investing is a marathon, it is not a sprint. So remember, $1 million, you can't blow them up in one single go. So you've got to explain it to him at the end that you're looking at a much longer term vision and post MBA goals. These are things that can align, this kind of an investment can align with your broader financial plan. So it just depends upon the degree of detail he asks you for, right? He might contextualize it, he might provide you greater details based on your answers, based on your outlooks. So those are things that you do. A possible complete answer for this question, now that we've gone through all these things that you would keep in mind, the objective of the investment, the research, the risk and return, the impact, the probability of applying it to your long term, we can combine all of these and come up with an answer, right? So one unified answer could be investing $1 million, it requires a strategy which balances growth, risk and impact. Sir, my approach would begin with defining my clear objectives in this case, which would be long-term appreciation and immediate return. So this would balance out both my needs in the long term and in the short term. And I would also want to positively impact the society, contribute to society through these investments. I would invest across a diverse portfolio of equities, bonds, real estate, and some amount of money in sustainable startups. This would help me in mitigating the risk, because now my investment portfolio would be spread across a series of investments. So for example, if the bond markets or if the equity market is hurt in a certain cycle, there are other markets, the real estate market or the sustainable energy market, which might offer me returns. So kind of provides me the kind of balance that I want in my portfolio, which is between high return opportunities and stability as well, offered by investments in the long term. For example, bonds in this case. Sir, my emphasis in right through this set of investments is going to be to invest ethically, to invest in companies that I believe in, to invest in companies, projects, startups, and areas which are environment friendly, which are sustainable, which fit with my broader vision of having a societal impact. So these are the things that I would be using, and these would be a combination of my financial acumen, so planning and ethical considerations. That is how I will look forward to invest these $1 million. So that is how you can approach this answer. Now you can shorten this answer. You can reduce this answer to the absolute bare minimum, wherein you essentially talk about risk, research, diversification, and ethics and sustainability. So all those aspects you club into one. Now remember, there can be any hypothetical question which can be probed to you. How would you possibly work in this particular field? How, if I give you the title of a CEO, if I make you the chief minister for a certain period of time, if I make you, so for example, the Nayak movie comes to mind, if you are made chief minister for a single day, what is it that you would do? Again, in all of these, identify the objectives, identify things that you can do over a longer period of time, things which would have a sustainable impact. It's not about doing a lot of things, but it's about taking the interviewer through a process. Why is he asking you that hypothetical question? So for example, a money related question, he wants to look at your approach and objective. What is it that you're looking forward to? How do you look to grow that money? How do you look to have a positive impact through that money? So that objective should be clear to you. These are the kind of things which are part of the ultimate personal interview and essay writing course that we offer. These are the kind of discussions that you get to have. These are the kind of things that I train you for through live sessions, mock PI sessions, mock GD sessions. There's a whole gamut of preparation techniques that we use. There's a huge data bank of questions that I share. There's a huge data bank of interview experiences that I share. So it's spread across the spectrum, and it's complete 360-degree coverage for your interview and essay preparation, essay writing preparation. This is the kind of preparation, personalized preparation and it's personalization at its absolute best. That is what I offer, and that is how I run my courses. I hope you got a snapshot of the kind of discussions that you could possibly have if you take up our courses. Also, and there is absolutely, this is from the bottom of my heart, whether you take up the course or not does not matter. I believe this video would have been super useful for you in order to answer hypothetical questions. How should you go about it? How should you gauge these? How should you practice these? I hope you had a great time watching this video. Apologies for this video being over 10 minutes, but the content of this video was super important, and I needed to go through this explanation. I needed to explain this in detail to you so that I could deliver this point to you. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, happy learning.